My employer forced me to miss out on the birth of my daughter. I have been dealing with terrible communication from my boss since recently starting new employment. For reference, I work in a laboratory as a scientist in the pharmaceutical industry. I was in the middle of work when I got the text from my wife that she was on her way to the hospital with the baby on the way, even though she was due to be induced in a couple of weeks. I tried to call a coworker and got no response, of course, and my boss threatened to fire me if I missed my shift. Is it really that important? My boss made me choose between losing my job and seeing the birth of my daughter. And because I'm desperate to keep this job, now with a baby, I chose work. To top it all off, even though I make decent money, I won't be getting any paid time off with my daughter. That's what it's like being a worker in America, I guess. Just needed somewhere to rant. When my grandmother was a little girl, she was visiting her cousin LL Bean at his new shop. One of the workers came in and LL excused himself and went to the guy's bench. "Didn't your wife have a child last night?" "Yes. We have a new baby boy." "1. So why are you here?" "Confused because I need to work." "No. You need to be home with your wife and son." "But I need the money." "Don't worry about that. You'll still get paid. Go home and I don't want to see you until next week." A few notes. LL Bean, the company, was not even close to what it is now. This was 1921. Paid family leave was still a sacrifice. Even now there is no meaningful family leave in this country. LL was more progressive back then than we are today. LL gave newlyweds a bedroom set and did other things to help employees. He introduced profit sharing with his workers. He took pride in paying a generous wage. And still died one of the richest men in Maine. He is proof that companies and shareholders do not need to be so greedy and still make money. I know an accounting, finance guy working for a big employer who got a call that his wife was in a car accident in the highway. The manager wouldn't let him leave work to go help his wife. Yeah, screw that. I can't believe Americans allow themselves to be treated like this. Solidarity, guys. Solidarity. I've said this before many times in this subreddit. If you being at work is so critical that you cannot miss any work, you are highly underpaid. I have 2 kids and was there for the birth of both of my kids. I didn't even tell my employer I was leaving work. I just left. I work hard and am a valuable employee. My time is worth a lot more than I'm making. Don't let anyone dictate what you do. Your boss is a truly awful human being. That's beyond messed up. Wrongful termination. Request everything in writing or by email as to why you were fired. You're welcome on the money you're about to get in the lawsuit. You can always get a new job. Your wife can't give birth to your daughter again. Please choose differently if you're ever forced to choose again. It's not just the birth of your child. It's a major medical event for your wife. And she needs someone there to advocate for her if she cannot. It's a very vulnerable position to be in alone. I'm so sorry. It's a financial war. See, this right here is proof that it is in fact what the rest of the world calls it. Class war. Class war is not just financial. It's a war for control over history, over the terms of engagement, over the framing of the narrative for society, over the definitions of truth, over our minds and bodies, and most importantly, over the fates of our children. Thus, the taboo against the topic of class in the USA. Congratulations on your child. As a person who supervises other persons, I cannot fathom what part of your soul must die to be able to treat someone like this. Your boss is in awe. Well, the only answer I can think of here is to work your wage. Never, ever go above and beyond for your employer. Shifts up? Drop everything and clock out. Make sure you are getting all your breaks owed. Never do unpaid overtime. Refuse contact with work after hours. Most of all, keep an eye out for new opportunities. Once you feel you have learned enough from your current employer, look for a new one willing to pay more for a senior lab tech. You owe your employer no loyalty whatsoever. In the exit interview, cite this as your reason for quitting. Nah, fuck a job. Should have called their bluff and just deal with the fallout if they fired you. No job was worth missing that. This is totally effed up. Your employer didn't force you. You perceived and accepted the threat of termination. This is beyond terrible communication. Only a real boss would do anything less than drive you to the hospital herself. Sorry this happened to you. Sounds like the plot of the Breaking Bad episode when baby Holly is born. Jesus, a lot of you are assholes assuming he could afford to lose his job and that his wife would want him to make that choice. What if she's on his insurance? What if they are a single income family? Jesus man, I'm all for people standing up for themselves, but acting like this is a simple choice is, at best, naive and likely willfully obtuse. Just for some perspective on how this goes on the other side of the pond. My wife is due to give birth to our third kid April 26th. So about 3 weeks from now. Exciting times. Here in the Netherlands, every father or legal caretaker of a newborn has the following rights. 1 week leave, fully paid, and an additional 5 weeks of leave at 70%. Those last 5 weeks are paid by the government. So I'm looking forward to 6 weeks off after the baby is born, to settle with the new kid, helping out with all the chores and taking care of the 2 kids we already have. My employer is only missing me at work, and all I had to do is get a colleague to temporarily take over my work. My boss told me to stay till my shift was over and then take my wife to the hospital. I said I'm leaving, and if you're standing in the doorway, we're both going to the hospital. I'm a grown-ass man that's not gonna miss the birth of my first child for some dildo of a boss. Hey man, this really sucks and I'm so sorry you were out in that position. Please take some time to look for another job whilst you're on unpaid leave. Make getting out of this place a goal. Maybe leave on a day where they really need you. Good luck. And God FCK America and its employers. All of Ireland.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.